CMA Mahendra Saini, and this program is related to mock interview for the newly qualified CMAs. And once smart classes have been organizing and arranging such type of mock interviews since long time. So in this series today we have a special guest for the mock interview CMA Kanchan Gupta. So we'll take the mock interview of Kanchan. Kanchan, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine. I'm cool. And thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And I think this will help a lot for my campus placement.
Thank you so much, and welcome on this platform. And congratulations for becoming CMA. And let me introduce myself and of my team. Myself, CMA Mahendra Saini. I'm a corporate employed, GST consultant, and educator of the costing and GST subject. And I have with me my colleagues, CA CMA Suresh Podar sir. He is a leading tax practitioner in Jaipur, and also he have been teaching cost audit and direct taxation since long time. And also I have with me my colleagues, CMA Riddhima Agrawal ma'am. She is also working in the good corporate in the Pune base. And for your knowledge, she is also All India rank 5 in year 2020-21. So welcome. And so without getting any delay, Kanchan, please describe yourself in brief so our team can know about yourself. Please go ahead.
Sir, thank you for this opportunity. So my name is Kanchan and I am from Khairtal, Alwar, Rajasthan. And I have done my articleship from Agarwal Metals and Work Private Limited. And during my articleship period, I got exposure in finance and costing department. In costing department, I have especially worked on SAP. During the training period, I got exposure in uh, about how SAP work, about their work culture. If I talk about my academic qualification, I have done my schooling from Angel Academy Senior Secondary School, and I have done my college from Matsya University, Alwar. That's it from my side.
Good introduction. So, Kanchan, I can see your CV. I have your CV with me. So, you had a good role and responsibility wherever you done your articleship. So, you were as an articleship or as a employee.
Sir, as an articleship.
So, did you work deeply? Whatever you provided in the CV, like you final annual survey of industries, credit monitoring, posting of
Not
goods invoice and
deeply. I take just an idea about it.
payment. Okay. Tell me one thing, sir. The any one difficulty which you face the most and you handled in good way. Did you face any difficulty at your training period?
Yes, sir, a lot. I have no knowledge about Excel uh,
Mhm.
and no knowledge about SAP. Whenever I learn about SAP and another thing, I face a very lot of difficulty. But
Mhm.
at the end of the time period, I understand and what actually uh, matlab, uh, company work about their work culture. So because it is very difficult to adjust with others.
Mhm.
So I think this is my
Right. Can you describe the SWOT analysis in yourself? That how will be described as SWOT analysis?
sorry, sir.
SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, threat.
Sir, if I talk about my strength, sir, strength means sir, I have a leadership ability and leadership quality. As I was in my internship, I easily manage and start my work with an ability of leadership. And if I talk about my weakness, I'm a overthinker, sir. If someone says anything to me, I think a lot about it. So I
Mhm.
overcome this, and I try my best to overcome from this weakness. I think it helped me a lot if I try to overcome this.
Okay, Kanchan, so you told me right now that you have the good leadership ability. So, in a leadership, in effective leadership, what type of ability should be there?
So for leadership, I think I'm a self-motivated person. If
Hmm.
someone give me a task, I
Hmm.
think I initiate this.
Hmm.
as during my articleship period, as you mentioned that I have worked in ASI, Annual Survey of Industry. There are two members in this role. Starting, one of my manager give me this task, and I will lead this. And I properly analyze about what is ASI and how does it work and what documents I submit there. And I take a brief knowledge about it and tell one of my team member about it.
You told me that you are overthinking. So this is your strength or weakness.
That it's a weakness for me.
So how will you say, that take out this weakness from you?
Sir, actually अभी तक तो कुछ सोचा नहीं है पर I try my best to overcome this.
Okay, well, go ahead, sir.
Hello, Kanchan. How are you?
I'm fine, son. Sir, hello.
As you mentioned in your CV that you have worked with Agarwal Works Private Limited, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What kind of work you have done there?
Sir, especially in costing department and financial and finance department. In finance department, we get exposure of balance sheet, P&L, common size statement, cash flow. And in costing department, I have worked about the P2P cycle, about Myro, Migo, etc. work.
Who is required to make cash flow statement?
Sorry, sir.
Who is required to prepare cash flow statement? Is this applicable to all companies?
Yes, sir. It is applicable to both all companies.
Do you heard about small companies?
Yes, sir.
What are the criteria for a small company?
Sir, I think it's a limit for cash flow. Sir, I have no idea about this.
Okay. So you are in the cost accounting, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is cost accounting standard 2?
Sir, capacity determination.
Okay. And what is installed capacity?
So stall capacity basically means uh, number of worker available. I think it's the number of worker available to
Okay,
determine.
what can be the possible reason that we cannot achieve our installed capacity?
Due to breakdown of machines,
Okay.
due to loss of strike, just because of employees, uh, and I just remember only two.
Okay, great. So, what is the treatment of cash discount if we purchase the material and we got the cash discount? So, how will you treat this?
Sir, in which regarding cost accounting regarding?
We purchase the raw material and on that we received a cash discount. So, how will you treat this cash discount in cost statements?
Sir, I think there is no treatment in cost statement regarding cash discount.
Which standard deals with cash discount? Cost accounting standard.
So which statement? I think sir, no one.
Ridhima ma'am, go ahead.
Hi Kanchan,
Hello, ma'am.
how are you?
I'm fine.
So Kanchan, I have one question for you. Like you have mentioned in your CV now that you have done the filing of annual survey of industries return. So can you like give me an idea like which companies are required to file this survey and like what is the objective of this
So,
survey and this return?
ma'am, basically, I have no idea about it. I have just worked on it. I don't know the criteria who fulfill the condition of not, who fulfill the condition of this. Basically, during my articleship, uh, uh, one of my manager give me a task, give me a work of ASI, Annual Survey of Industry, and in this, we analyze we analyze the past year data with the current year data, and comparison, and compare the balance sheet, P&L, common size statement, cash flow.
So what you have done, like you have compared your past data, like past financials with the current year financials.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So current year financials, like once they are prepared or like projected financials, like how it was?
Ma'am, projected.
Okay. And like,
Ma'am, there's a detailed analysis of the about the company.
okay, so this you have to submit to the this
Government.
organization.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, there's a software in which I fill the
All the
data,
details.
all the
Really?
details of the annual survey of industry.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's good. Another question, like you have worked on the P2P cycle, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please give me a brief about the P2P cycle? Like what are all steps are there in P2P cycle?
Ma'am, there's a huge process. Basically, it is a forecasting process.
Hmm.
Uh, Ma'am, I don't know, remember about the all T codes, but
No,
mainly,
I'm not asking the T codes. You can just mention the like what all steps are there in the P2P cycle,
ma'am,
starting
first of
from.
all, we have collected the data from HR department regarding employees. Then after we will shift on power consumption, and we got all the data of power consumption, and then after analyze it to the past, how much changes and what are the current prices of it. Then after we will submit it to I think KB 31 KB 11 and T code. Then after we will shift on primary elements regarding the variances, uh, regarding the variances of the company. Then after I will allocate the cost centers, cost center. Then after we will shift on material codes, for which we use MM60 T code. Then after I will shift it on secondary. I will adjust it on secondary item elements. For this, I will use I think KB 31N T code. Like that, ma'am. I don't so much remember the process, whole process. I think it's a huge process, and I don't remember about this because it just last 1 year ago.
Okay, no worries. Okay, Mahendra, so you can go ahead.
Well, Kanchan, just I was listening to you. You were using a word cost center, right? While you're describing about that. So, what do you mean the cost center and what use of cost center in cost accounting or in any industry?
So basically, cost center means ascertainment of a cost according to location, according to sizes of the company, according to department. And if we talk about the uses, so basically it is uses for the ascertainment of the cost. For after analyzing, we uses it for the control of the cost. Basically,
Okay.
cost
So,
center help to analyze and uh, analyze the cost and from which
for
area.
example, can you describe in as an example?
So, like marketing department, logistic department, we
Hmm.
categorize it. Packaging department,
Hmm.
uh, logistic department, marketing, production department. So
Okay.
there's a
What the understanding? Yeah. Yeah. Well. So, what the your understanding about the cost driver?
so cost driver basically is for like for electricity we set a criteria for consumption, power consumption, kilowatt per hour.
Mm-hmm.
And if for employees, the number of employees we are distributing it.
Hmm.
And the another one is, sir, for overhead we are allocated on the basis of the mm, cost, like that.
Okay. So, tell me one thing that you mentioned in your CV. You work on the SAP. So, how familiar you are about the SAP?
Sir, I
What
will,
work you done?
Sir, I have little bit knowledge of SAP.
Hmm. Okay. So can I ask something in SAP, like how will you see the purchase order details in SAP?
Sir, we use T code ME30, ME21 and T code
Sure.
or make a purchase order. And if you want to
Oh,
display 23N, ME23N.
okay. So in ME23N, we can check what details we can check.
So we display the purchase order detail.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Anything more?
anything. So if we want to make any correction, then I will do it.
Are you sure?
I
You
think
can
yes.
make correction from the ME23N. Just you are saying that it is a display of ME as a PO, but now you are saying that we can make the correction. Are you
So
sure?
maybe changes is for ME22N. ME23N only just for display the purchase order details.
Okay, tell me what is the two-way match or three-way match in SAP? What is the three-way match?
Sorry, sir, I have no idea about it.
Okay, what is GRN? Goods receipt note.
So basically, GRN means it's a acknowledgement note for the recipient that recipient has received the goods and the
Who is
supplier,
recipient in an industry? Yeah, this is a cross question. Who is the recipient in industry?
sir, who received the goods.
Who received the goods? I'm just asking you. Which department received these goods?
So maybe purchase department.
We can say store department, right? Go down or store department receive the goods. So when go down or store department receive such goods, so the store department does any journal entry for receiving the goods?
Sir, basically, अगर if you talk about Myron Migo, yeah, only GRN.
Yeah, go ahead,
Sir,
go ahead. I
to
think you're on the
GRN,
right track. Yes, yes.
inventory to GR, GL.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Inventory account debit to GR account. So yes, that when we make the journal entry of the purchase by the account department, so there is a three-way match: purchase order, GRN, and invoice copy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me one, that situational questions. Suppose that if the CEO of your company asked you to help decide if opening a new branch would be profitable, how would you go about analyzing this situation? This test the candidates your analytical. So how will you handle this situation?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat this?
You know that in your company, then your CEO ask you that we are going to opening a new branch right in a city, and he's asking to you, is it profitable to open the new branch? How will you describe? How will you say your point as a cost accountant to your CEO?
So first of all, we analyze it by the help of location and size of the company.
Hmm.
Second, I will shift on the area in which we establish our branch,
Hmm.
and we analyze about the nature of business. It is profitable or not.
If suppose that he's asking about a report, so what report you will present to your CEO as a cost accountant from your costing department side?
So first of all, we analyze a cost about nature, about the size of the business,
So what?
about the product which we are selling there,
But
and
we didn't start yet. Just we are thinking about that, that unit. We didn't start. So what type of cost you will make presentation in that report?
so electricity cost we will consider also in it.
You can say this is a fixed cost, right? So that you will consider the fixed cost. What type of fixed cost there will be occur? Okay, now.
As a variable cost, if it is a rented, then I will
Hmm.
analyze about the rent cost,
Hmm. Hmm.
power cost,
Hmm.
and the another one is office and administrative expenses.
Hmm.
Um what about printing and stationery expenses?
Hmm.
Uh, about the wages of the worker, employees.
Okay. So what is your understanding about the Excel?
Sir, I have a little bit knowledge of Excel.
Okay. Okay. Tell me one thing, that how would you check data accuracy in large spreadsheet? You have the large spreadsheet, large Excel files, and how would you check the data accuracy, whether these are the accurate or not?
So by using formula.
Which formula?
So basically, VLOOKUP is used for
Okay. Anything else?
we use data validation, HLOOKUP.
Correct. Good, good. Okay. Okay, sir, go ahead.
Yeah. So Kanchan, basic as you are a CMA, so I'll ask you a practical question. I have a partnership firm which engaged in the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals, and I have a turnover of rupees 80 crores. So, am I liable for cost audit or not?
So pharma, you are
I'm a
saying that
partnership
you are
firm.
engaged in pharma.
Yes, I'm a partnership. I have a partnership firm which is engaged in manufacturing of pharma industry and having turnover of 80 crores in preceding financial year. So, am I liable for cost audit or not?
So basically, for cost audit, if you talk about regulated sectors, there is a limit for individual is 25 crore, and for the all there is a limit of 50 crore. But if you talk about non-regulated sectors, there is an individual limit for 35 crore, and for the whole turnover basis, there is a limit of 100 crore. As you mentioned here that you are working in a manufacturing pharma company, I think it meets the criteria of unregulated sector.
Okay. So, which
Yes, yes.
sectors are covered in regulated?
Sir, first one is fertilizer, second one is drugs.
Rest of
Uh,
pharma are different.
sorry, sir, sorry. It's a regulated.
Okay.
Pharma is a regulated. And the third one is petroleum. Uh, Another one is electricity. And the another one is sugar. And the last one is telecommunication sectors.
So, it's covered under regulated sector, right?
Yes, sir.
So, now my question is same again. Am I liable for cost
Yes,
audit?
yes, sir.
Are you sure?
As you said, as you cross the criteria of regulated sector, I think
Okay.
you are eligible.
Is the CRA rules applicable to a partnership firm?
CRA? I don't think so, sir.
So how I am liable for cost audit?
So maybe or maybe not. Sir, I have no idea.
As I told you, I have a partnership firm, and CRA rules are company's rule. Okay. So
So
can you tell?
it is not applicable on part.
No, that's not applicable. Okay. So
Okay,
can you
sir.
tell me about section 194C, which is related to TDS?
194. So it is related to contract.
Okay.
Sir, limit for this, if we talk about individual, there's a 1%, and for the another person, it is 2%.
Great.
And pair is and pair is any person other than individual or HUF who exceed the whose turnover or gross receipt is 50 lakh or 1 crore, and the payee is any resident person, and the limit is I think for single payment 30,000, and for whole अगर मतलब पूरा करते हैं तो 1 lakh.
And what
Is
is
it correct or not?
194Q?
194Q. I think 194Q is purchase of goods,
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
and the TDS limit is 0.1% of consideration, I think. and the payer is resident and any other NR person who has an permanent established in India. And the pay is any resident person. And the limit is, I think, for non-deducting TDS is 50 lakh something like.
Okay, great.
Is it correct?
We will tell you all the answer in feedback section, right?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Ridhima ma'am, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So, Kanchan, I have one question for you. Like, for example, I am buying any land or building. So, like, is there any requirement to deduct the tax from the sale proceeds that I will be paying to the seller?
Yes, ma'am. I think 10% TDS
Under which section?
according. I think 194I.
194I.
I think, ma'am. I think so.
And is there any requirement for like sale consideration or like any amount you have to deduct the tax irrespective of the amount?
Ma'am, I think there is no requirement of sales consideration. It is for purchase of immovable property other than land and building.
Other than?
Land and building. Other than rural agriculture land. Sorry. Sorry.
Right.
What
And
is
what?
there is a requirement.
Sorry.
Ma'am, for 194I, there is a requirement of SGV. But for 194I, I don't think so. There is a requirement for of SGV. There is a 10% on land and building.
Okay. Also, like I have one question for related to your CV. Like, have you done the credit monitoring arrangement? Like, you have prepared credit monitoring arrangement report. So, what you
Uh,
have done in that? Like, why it is required, and what is the
ma'am,
purpose of CMA
it is
report?
called, ma'am, it is a CMA data. In short, we called it, it's a CMA data, and it is used for the financial, analyzing the financial report, and it is used by the lending institutions for analyzing the financial position of a company. And I think RBI has mandated all companies to prepare this. And in this, we have analyzing about the balance sheet, PNL, and about the projected loans.
Okay. And what are like important ratios that lending institution will look?
Sorry, ma'am, I have no idea.
So, do you know what is current ratio?
Yes, ma'am. Current asset divided by current liabilities.
Okay. And what is the ideal current ratio according to you?
1:1.
You mean that your current asset should be equal to your current liabilities?
I think it's 2:1. I think it's 2:1.
It is 1.33. Ideal current ratio is 1.3.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So, like any other ratios that you know, like what is that equity ratio?
Yes, ma'am.
How it is calculated?
Debt equity ratio.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it is calculated as debt divided by shareholder fund. And in shareholder fund, we consider equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserve and surplus minus if there are any fictitious assets like preliminary expenses. And if we talk about debt, in debt we will consider debentures and long-term debt, outsider liabilities, etc.
So, like higher debt equity ratio is good or bad for the company?
Higher equity ratio,
Debt equity ratio.
I think it's bad.
Why?
I think it's based on
So,
situation.
your company has more debts as compared to your assets.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think it's bad.
Yeah,
Because
correct.
we not fulfill here the uh, creditors requirement. If there any other liability, we have not fulfilled it. I think it's a bad for a company.
Yeah, so higher debt equity ratio means that your company is like failing to recover its liabilities out of its asset, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, Mahendra sir, you can go ahead.
Kanchan, suppose that you are working in an automobile industry, right? And you are the accounts head, right? And your company needs to import some equipment from the USA, right? And your company is importing some goods from the USA. As a head of this account department, what statutory compliances will be applied for on this import? What type of report you will file? What other compliances will be there for importation of these goods? Please describe.
For import of the goods. Import of the goods. Sir, I think a foreign trade policy compliances we have to fulfill if we import some goods.
Mhm.
And the
So,
another
so
one is,
what your company will do this for this foreign trade policy? I'm asking about the accounts department perspective, point of view, not others' legal perspective. Just you are the accounts and your responsibility to the payment of the different type of the taxes, right? Different type of the return filing. So, what type of taxes will be paid for this import, and what type of the returns will be filed?
so first of all, I've identified the what type of goods I imported. Then
Mhm.
after I will check the uh, tax rate,
Okay.
and then after I filing
So,
return.
what type of tax you will pay on this import?
Sorry, sir, I have no idea.
Custom duty? Is there a custom duty?
So maybe it's a custom duty.
Anything more?
Custom duty. So I think this,
Okay, so what is your knowledge about GST?
sir, I think it's good.
So as a professional, you ask me any two important questions which is most important. You ask me from the GST side.
Okay, sir. Sir, I think first one is regarding ITC, blocked ITC.
Okay,
And the second one is about the payment of tax.
payment of tax. Okay, so tell me what the due date of payment of GST?
Sir, due date of GST. GSTR
Yeah.
1.
No, I'm asking about that you are collecting the GST from your customer and now you have to pay this amount to the department. So what the due date of paying the department this GST?
Sir, 30th November or due date of filing of return, whichever is earlier.
So it's a quarterly or monthly payment due date?
Sir, it's a monthly, I think.
You are collecting the GST from your customer day to day, and yeah, it's your collection. So you will pay this after the the set of the ITC. You will pay to the department. So when you will pay?
So monthly, on monthly basis.
So what the due date?
So next month, 20th date.
Yeah, correct, correct. It's a 20th of the next month. This is a due date. Okay, you ask me a question regarding the block credit, right? So which section pertain for this block credit?
Sir, I don't remember section.
But you said that it's important. After knowing that fact
Yes,
that
sir,
it's
I know
important, but
it's
you have the knowledge. So
important.
how will you handle to your team about this? Suppose that you are provided the GST profile and you have the five members team. So what message you will pass about the that block credit to your team? How will you educate to them that what type of the statutory compliances should be there and these points you need to be take care.
Sir, after analyzing the whole uh,
Mm.
uh, treatment of blocked ITC,
Mm.
then after I will educate him or her about ITC. First of all, I have take a brief introduction of ITC. who is eligible or who is not eligible. Then after I will
Hmm.
educate him about it.
So what are the conditions to avail the ITC?
Sir, for availing the ITC, I think it must be registered person and
Hmm.
it must be for a, business purpose, not for a
Hmm.
personal purpose.
Hmm.
And the another one is, and we have a, debit note invoice, and we have
Hmm.
invoice for the availing of the benefit of ITC, tax paying
Okay.
document, uh, which I call tax paying document.
Hmm. What is Section 49A of CGST Act?
49A.
Yeah.
Sir, availment of ITC. It is,
Okay. What does say this section?
sir, about the credibility of ITC. Who is
Hmm.
who is the eligible person for availing the benefit of ITC? I think it is.
Okay. So my last question for the day. This is a totally situational question. You are the project head of a company, right? You are a project head of a company, and recently you completed a successful project in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, you also provided a new project which you need to complete in the fourth quarter. But two quarter already gone, but only 30% work done so far in only two quarters.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, you are getting a mail from your management side, higher management side, and there is a two part of this mail. The first part is totally green. Then congratulations and best wishes and thank you so much, Kanchan, that you done well with your team and perform well and you done complete completed this project on time with full of accuracy. But the second part of this mails there is a totally red line, and you are getting this as a warning mail, and the management is saying that you are totally lag behind and you did not achieve your that parameters. You completed only 30% and you passed two quarters. So how will you handle to both part of the mail? How, what message you will pass to your team? You have the five member of team, what message you will pass even the for part A or part B? Yes, please.
Sir, as
And
earlier I,
also, yeah, and also what reply you will do to your management for the both part?
sir, as earlier I mentioned that I'm an overthinker person.
Mhm.
Sir, the person who give me a good reply and appreciating me, first of all, I would like to thank that person, and I perform my best for this team. And the second person who does not appreciate me, and I work hard for this and try my best to achieve and try my best what actually he want from my side, and analyze the whole process and analyze the whole work about this.
Yes, great. So, yeah, thank you so much, Kanchan, for appearing here. And this is end from our side. If you have any questions, please ask us.
So feedback.
Best wishes. We will give you feedback. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.